we're live. Hello.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world and when you're watching the replay. By the way, if you are watching the replay, make sure you type hashtag replay in the comment section. I am excited and delighted to be here on today with Miss Omeakio Tucker, and we are going to speak about the Purposeful Pause brunch. Who is Omeakio, you ask? I will tell you. Well, before I read a little bit of her bio, I just want to say I've had the honor and the privilege to work with this dynamic individual. She was my director of operations for my conference last year. She is a no-nonsense nurturer. She is a professional. She is a stylish queen that you need to get to meet. And I don't want to give too much away, but I did go to the Purposeful Pause event last year, and it was a very inspirational and motivational event. So if you have not purchased your ticket, I highly recommend that you tap in. We're going to share some things about the event, and I'll share some things about Omeakio outside of her being a fabulous queen. So Omeakio is a true melting pot of skills and knowledge, and she is a visionary who doesn't just navigate the challenges of today's complex business landscapes, but she transformed them into opportunities for growth. Okay, excellence is her standard. That's not on her bio, but I'm just telling y'all that it's going to be an excellent event. Okay, she is certified as a facilitator and trainer in both emotional intelligence and Gallup CliftonStrengths. She is a distinguished John Maxwell Leadership certified speaker, coach, and trainer. She possesses the unique ability to understand the intricacies of human emotions and harness the immense potential within individuals and organizations. Throughout her remarkable journey, Omeakio has consistently demonstrated the power of effective leadership, guiding countless individuals and teams towards their highest potential. She is not just a leader, she is a leader of leaders, inspiring those around her to become the best versions of themselves. So I present to some and introduce to others the Omeakio Tucker of Elevate with O.
Terry, thank you for having me today. I am so ecstatic and just ready to share more about this experience, is what I'll call it.
Yes, it is definitely an experience.
Yes,
Now, it is called a brunch, and no shade, no knock to other people's brunches, but this one is a good brunch. Like, we're going to have brunch. It's going to be nice. You don't have to worry about being hungry. You don't have to worry about people saying, like, oh, it's going to be this. And then you go there and you're like, okay, it doesn't match the flyer. Like, it doesn't match the marketing. Is not what I thought it was going to be. No, it's not that type of event. It is going to be an event that's executed with excellence, and it is designed with you in mind. We're busy women. We're busy business owners. We're busy leaders. We're busy wives. Well, not me, but some people are busy wives, busy mothers, busy sisters, and we need to take some time to pause. And I'm actually on my semi-sabbatical. That's why I'm here today. Like, I'm kind of out of office, but I came to the office today for Omeakio. Even in my t-shirt, I said, you know what? No banner, no blazer. We're going to come here.
Come on.
And have a good conversation so that we can share with the women why they too need to pause in the midst of doing all the things that are on their to-do list, all the things that are on their vision board for 2025. So if you do not mind, can we start with sharing your vision, the first time you had a vision to do the Purposeful Pause event? Like, how did that vision come to you? Where did it come from? You know, when you got the vision, were you like, okay, I'm going to run on with this vision and execute it immediately? Or did you actually take a pause and say, wait a minute, is this mine?
You know what? So this is actually the first pause one. We've done loving yourself first. We've done how do you show up, right? So I've hosted events before, but this one, the purposeful pause, it hits a little different, right? It comes from a real place in me from watching, women like us. We're strong, we're capable, we're beautiful, but we always in motion. We always chasing what's next. We always on the go. We always pouring out, right? We're always getting it done. But somewhere along the way, we've learned to live in a forward motion, checking off boxes, pushing through, showing up. But we rarely ever slow down, right? And when we do slow down, do we actually feel like living? So when we stop to take it in just a moment of us slowing down, I have come to just a point where, am I just surviving? Am I just here? I mean, because I really have to think about, what does purposeful pause mean? For me, it's like a reminder to myself and to every woman that's going to be in the room, every woman that's out there, that it is okay to stop. It is okay to breathe. It is okay to come back home to yourself, right? You don't have to wait until you are burnt out or breaking down. You don't have to earn rest. So the space that we are creating on April 26th, it is not about performance. Listen, I perform enough in my day-to-day job. It is not about perfection. It is not about doing more. It's about remembering who we are underneath all those titles, underneath the responsibilities that we have, right? Underneath the expectations. Who are we aside from what we do, right? So if you think about why April 26th, that day, well, the weekend is really personal for me. It honors my sister who passed away 3 years ago on April 27th. Now, she was a brilliant, driven woman. When I tell you, she was a serial entrepreneur, juggling 4 businesses while working full time in corporate America. She poured herself into everything and everybody, but never had time or space to truly rest. Not physically, not mentally, not emotionally. So while this is honoring her, it's also a mirror for all of us. If I can be honest, because most of us are living like she did. We are constantly moving, we constantly doing, we constantly pushing through because life doesn't slow down. But neither do we. We show up for work, we show up for our family, we show up for our friends. But when do we stop and show up for ourselves? So this is more than an event. I call it an experience. It's an intentional pause. It's a moment to say, what do I need? How am I really doing? At April 26th, that's what we're doing. We are going to have a chance to be honest about what we've been pushing through, what we've been carrying, what we've been putting off. And to be honest, Terry, we have to admit that sometimes this thing called life is exhausting.
It is. And I'll be honest, you said a lot of great things, but one thing that hit home for me is we do not have to earn rest, is what you said.
Come on.
Like, that came down my aisle because I will do quite a few things. And I'm like, once I check this off, do this, rest. Then I'll take my vacation. Then I will take some time out for me. Then I'll go do X, Y, and Z. But I really, really like what you said. We do not have to earn rest. Like, we deserve it. And because we will have rest and we will pause. And we don't have to feel guilty about pausing, because if we don't pause, we will burn out. I am someone who can truly say I have experienced burnout. I've experienced burnout so much to the point where I used to just sit in front of my computer and just look at it. All the tabs up, I'm like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to click on. I don't even remember why I opened this thing.
Come on.
Like, brain just fried. Fried, died, and laid to the side. I said, you know what? Something has to change. And so one of the things that I decided to do in 2025 is to make sure I have a better balance and I have better harmony in my life, where I am unplugging, where I am taking a pause, where I am taking breaks, and I am focusing on the full version of me. Because
Yes.
if the Terry outside of business is not okay, the business is not going to be sustainable.
Come on, that point. Because even if you think about what you just said, you was like, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. Like, you were coming last on the list because you got all this stuff that you got to get done. Okay.
For everybody else. For everybody else. So I know you said last year the event had a different name, and it was about loving yourself, which was beautiful. It was one of my favorite experiences from last year. How would you describe Purposeful Pause to someone who's never experienced it? And even for the people who attended your event last year, what's going to make this one different from last year's experience?
So I'll say this, Elevate with Though is just that. Every year elevates. I take it to the next level. Nothing will ever be the same. You will not experience what you experienced before. There are things that you just really can't describe in words, right? So honestly, I might be a little biased because I know what I'm bringing to the space, right? I know what I hope to feel. And if you knew me and you know how intentionally I am, that intentional care that's going behind the scenes to make sure it is what it is. I don't want to be biased. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it on you, right? Because you've experienced it. How would you describe what you experienced? Because that moment, the one where you realize that something shifted in you, that's the part that only you can put in words. And that's going to be different for every woman that walks through the door. So I can tell you for what I experienced, but I want to hear from you. Describe what you experienced.
Well, let's do this. Let's go all the way back to how we met, right?
Okay.
So, y'all, we met, even though we're both in the Dallas area, we met at a conference in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Washington, D.C. And there was just something about Omeakio's presence that I just wanted to be like close to. I just wanted to be in proximity with her. And when she said that she was in Dallas, I was like, oh, we're going to have to connect. We're going to have to connect. And so we connected, we had brunch, and I went to the event, to be honest, just to support Omeakio. Like, I wasn't going to experience anything in particular. I wasn't looking to receive anything. I was like, I'm going to go and support. And let me tell you, it was everything that I needed in that season. On that particular day on last year, I left feeling loved by people I didn't even know. I was like, oh, they love me. They really love me. Like, they see me. Like, everything from the gifts that we receive, I won't tell what they are, but you got to be there to get them. But the gifts that we received and the speakers, like, they were speaking to me. I knew I was in a room with other women who understood what it meant to be a woman about her business, not a woman with the business, but a woman about her business, and deciding to love on herself as much as she loved on everybody else. So the networking experience was great. I met women that I never would have met had I not been there, because I'll say I was impressed. There were quite a few women that were not in Dallas that were at that event. I was like, oh, you're from Mississippi, you're from Chicago, you're from Detroit. Omeakio people have flew in for this.
Come on.
I'm so glad I'm here, because had I not been here, I may not have ever met those women. So if you have not gotten your ticket and you are looking for an opportunity to just go somewhere and just be, and I know right now it's very popular to say rest in your feminine power. Like, I really felt like I had that experience. Like, I'm not sure what we're going to do this year in regards to food, but even having like men cater the food, and the women, we just walked in and was like, oh, it's so nice. They got all the waffle shaped like little hearts, and then the vegetable cups shaped like hearts and stuff. And it just felt like a place where it's like, okay, I can just be here. I can just be, I can just receive here. I can receive and I can be. I don't need to be anybody. I don't need to try to present myself in any way. I can be here and just be. There were laughs, there were tears, there were photo ops, of course, and there were like great connections that were made. So that was my experience when I went on last year.
And that's what it's all about. It's really just letting your hair down and just being in the moment, right? Every gift was intentionally for that particular experience. The ones for this experience is going to be totally different, but it's going to be purposeful and intentional. Those are two words that you're going to always hear out of my mouth because those are the things I live by every single day.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Hi, Kamisha. She said, hello,
Hey,
ladies.
Kamisha.
Us live.
Oh, she's going to be there supporting as well. I love Kamisha. She has the most beautiful smile. If you've ever been around Kamisha, oh my goodness. She lights up the room with just her smile. So she's going to be there as well, supporting us and volunteering. And I can't wait. I'm so like,
Yes, yes. She has a beautiful spirit as well.
yes,
Other
yes.
people are watching and have liked us too. Let me let me pause us. I'm trying to see the names because I can't see on the screen. I see Felicia Johnson. Hi, Felicia.
Hi,
I
Felicia.
can't see. Oh, Terry, you look so refreshed. Won't he do it?
That's what that pause does for you. It refreshes you. Come on.
Look, a living testimony. Can I get a witness? Oh my goodness. I'm excited. I really am excited. Like when you all see me at the event, you are going to say, oh my gosh, you look different. Yes, I'm going to have a glow, and it's going to be because I let go. Okay.
Yes.
I let God, and it feels really good to be here in this space, in this season, at this appointed time. So let's see. I think we spoke about who this experience is for. And I know.
Let me tie back on that though, because I really want to hit home on.
Okay, well, go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
like a teenager. Oh, thank you,
Kamisha. Looking like a teenager. So when I think about who this is for, right? She knows who she is, right? She's that woman who keeps everything going. She's that one who always shows up for everybody, even when her cup is empty. She's tired, but she don't say it out loud. She's overwhelmed, but she makes what she does look very easy. Worn out from holding this all together. She's the strong one. She's the reliable one. She's the one that people lean on, but she rarely asks for help herself. Mm-hmm. So she's juggling family, work, deadlines, expectation, and she's still managing to, smile and I'm coming through. And she's saying I'm fine all the time. When the truth is, and I can be honest, she's running on fumes. Mm-hmm. I know her, and Terry, you know her because we are her, right? So this is for women who have been silently asking for permission to release, to remember who she is beneath all that she carries. And this isn't for you to be, it's not a performance. It's not for you to have to prove yourself. It's not for you to even pretend. And sometimes, let's be honest, ladies, we have to put on all this show so that we can pretend to be somebody so that someone doesn't judge us. At this event, you don't need no title. You don't need no plan. You don't need a perfect version of yourself. You need to just come as you are. And that is enough. So she knows who she is.
She does. And if it's all right, I feel like it wouldn't be me if I didn't speak about abundance. So
come on.
Last week.
Yes.
And I shared with the women and the men in the room that there was a time in which I did not have healthy boundaries. I don't know who needs to hear this. Somebody needs to hear it.
Somebody need to hear it.
There was a time when I didn't have healthy boundaries. And the reason I didn't have healthy boundaries was because I had a scarcity mindset. Mm-hmm. If I don't show up, if I don't pick up the phone, if I don't text back immediately, if I don't send an email, if I don't be everything to everybody, they're going to leave me. They're going to trust me. They're not going to want me no more. They're not going to want, I used to be a principal. They're not going to want to be at my school anymore. They're not going to be my friend anymore.
Right.
They're not going to want to be my agent anymore. But when you have a mindset that is really rooted in abundance, you understand that abundance is your birthright and there's always room for more. And the people that are for you, they're going to be for you.
Yes.
You do not have to literally cut off an arm and a leg to please. Mm-hmm. If you're cutting off an arm and a leg and taking out your eyeballs, those are not your people.
Right.
even if they have to be family. You have to let them know, I need time for me. I
Yes.
need rest. I
Yes.
need boundaries, because even
Mhm.
the school that I led, it was attached to a church. So I didn't have healthy boundaries. A lot of it was my fault though, because I
Yeah.
had a scarcity mindset.
Mhm.
I'm supposed to be at church and I'm in the office like, oh, I saw Miss So and so. She want to talk about her daughter's grade. Just come on over here. Come on back to my office. And I'm supposed to be at church.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what you do when you don't have healthy boundaries.
That's
So
right.
I also want to call out the woman who's out here doing everything for everybody, and you think that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing,
Come on.
really operating in scarcity.
Yes,
That's why you haven't gone to the spa.
that's right.
That's why you haven't eaten correctly. Like, you know how to eat right. You know how to walk your neighborhood and go work out. You
Mhm.
know how to do that. You know how to keep commitments, because you keep commitments to everybody else because you
For
don't want to
sure.
lose them. But guess what? You don't want to lose you, because
That's right.
there's one you.
That's
Okay,
right.
I'm gonna go back to my.
You know what? It's good because that needed to be said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spend so much time giving our energy to everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
and we come last. Or we even forget about ourselves because we feel like we're not important enough. I can wait. No, you can't. You can't wait. Right? So I appreciate you saying that. You got some amens over here.
Yeah, I see. Hi, Terrell. Hi, Terrell. Thank you for the amen. So I have a question. What would you say for the woman who says, I don't have time for that? And I will say, ladies, we do have phenomenal speakers. You are going to be poured into, but in a different way. But what would you say, Omeakio, for the woman that says, I really don't have time for this right now?
I would say, I hear you. And sometimes we say this because we think we had it all figured out, right? We think we can handle it all. We can move through life with strength and grace because that's what we do, you know? Um, and you may be thinking, hey, I'm good. I don't need to pause. I used to feel that way too. I'm sure you have too. Sometimes we don't realize how much we need the moment until we actually give ourselves one.
Yes.
So again, it's not about checking off a box. It's not coming and saying, you know what, I'd rather you come to see for yourself what it is, the experience that you will have. Because I think for me, it's all about that exhale, because it is a brunch and an exhale. We are taking in time to create space where we hear ourselves think. Be in a room where we are just simply being who we are. And even the strongest woman need space to breathe. We all do, right? So you might not think you need it. But what if this gives you something that you didn't even know you was missing? That's what I say. What if? You don't know until you come. And I can't tell you what you're going to experience because I don't know that either. I want to tell you how I operate. This purposeful pause came in a dream. This ain't me. This God, and I give all glory to him. I do not take any credit for this because he gives me the downloads. He gives me from the setup to the finish. And one gift he gives me that I have is really one of my top strengths is futuristic. I can literally see what's going to happen. I can't tell you every single thing, but I can already map out all the decorations, the food, and everything. And then it's like, okay, God, I see it. Now, how am I do all this? And he just, well, I can't explain how he does it, but he just downloads and he's like, go here, pull here, pull here. And I love when he does that, when he shows up, because it just everything comes together. And I love that he goes before me in every situation. So I can't take credit for it. I can't tell you what you're going to experience because I don't know what you're going to experience. You experience it when you get there. But the atmosphere will be set for you to experience it, to have an unforgettable experience. And I've done this 3 years in a row. This is my third year. Every time someone has been talking about it, months and even years after, because they have experienced something so profound that they can't get nowhere else. And that ain't me. Sorry. I love to boost my own ego. I love to say it's all me. But guess what? It's who he is in me that comes out. So that's what I'll say.
Yes, yes. Hi, Dr. Margarita. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we do see the hearts and the likes and the loves. I can't see all the names. I tried and it wasn't working. So if you are watching us, go ahead and say hello. And if this is good content that you know someone needs to know, go ahead and tag them in this video. And if for whatever reason you cannot make it on April 26th, but you have a sister, you have a friend,
Yes.
you have a mother, you have an auntie, you have a sorority sister that you know needs to be there, gift her with this ticket. How about this? Make this a Mother's Day event. Make this a Mother's Day gift. If you know that you have somebody who has been doing everything that they can to stay afloat and they need just an extra hug and they need some real love.
Yes.
Buy her a ticket. Buy her a ticket. Sponsor her a ticket. Love y'all. I can't wait for my Purposeful Pause. I need this.
Yes.
You, because you are a woman who leads. Women who lead, women who serve, women who direct, women in business, women in industry. This for all of y'all. This for all of us. This for all of us.
All of us.
Yes,
all of us.
For all of us. So yes, as you're watching this, as you're watching the replay, type #replay. But again, if you are listening to this and you're like, dang, so-and-so could really benefit from that, send her.
Yeah.
I'm shameless plug. Calling all teachers, all educators. If you know somebody who's a teacher, buy her a ticket or invite her. Because
That's right.
Time in the state of Texas, and they're just getting through. Well, I think this week is testing week. They need this.
Yeah.
They need this because some of the teachers, I know this, you know why? Because I was a teacher. Some of the teachers push hard. They study, they tutor after school, they prepare the children for the exam, and then they have to deal with the aftermath of the test being over, right? But they also say, you know what, I'm going to work summer school too. And if they are in leadership, they don't have the whole summer off.
Right.
A few weeks. They need this. If you know an educator, buy a ticket.
That's right. That's right.
Buy your son's teacher a ticket. You know your son, and you know that teacher has been doing everything that she can to make sure that that baby is successful.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait until teacher appreciation. You don't have to wait until nurses appreciation. If you have a caregiver that's taking care of somebody in your family, you buy her a ticket.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait to Christmas. you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait to their birthday. We are going to rest and we are going to have a good time. And the more women, the merrier, because again, like last year, there's somebody that's going to be sitting at the table that's going to see your smile, that's going to receive your hug and going to say, oh my gosh, I am so glad that I met you on today. Because I was looking for X, Y, and Z. I was looking for your smile. I was looking for your strut condition. You'll give me a little more fire, right? They're gonna say that. They're gonna say, I was looking for your swag on me. You just dripping. I want to be like you when I grow up. You ladies, buy your ticket.
Yes.
Buy your
ticket. Absolutely.
You need to be there. Men, this could be your Mother's Day gift.
Buy your wife a ticket.
Buy your wife.
Buy your significant other a ticket. Buy your daughter a ticket.
Buy her a ticket.
Yes.
Buy her a ticket. Okay. Now, I do have another question.
Yes.
If there is someone that's watching and they've listened to everything that we've said, they've watched the video and they're still on the fence about whether or not this space that you have curated is for them, what would you say to her?
I would say if there's something in you that's whispering, maybe I'll go. It's okay to sit with that. And if you need to sit and think it over, that's okay too. I want you to know that this space that is created is filled with intention, it's filled with love, and it's filled with truth. And I would be honored for you to experience that. Whether you decide today or close the moment, you'll know when it's time. And if it feels right, there'll be a seat waiting for you. This isn't a forced thing. I don't want to force people to come. I want you to desire to come because you need it. We all do. If we really are being honest with ourselves, we all need a moment to pause. And I got to tell you, you will not regret it. You will not be disappointed. Again, every year we level up. Every year we elevate to the next level. And I'm telling you, what's in store for you, you need to be there to receive, is what I'll say. So
yes, I don't know if she's gonna do the same speech, but the queen that did the mirror speech
nope, that's something totally different. Let me tell you, nothing will ever be repeated because God doesn't give it to me to repeat. You experience it. If you can see the video, you see the video, but it doesn't go on repeat. Every year it's elevated. Every year it's something new. It's something refreshing. It's something that we need.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, like the experience with the mirrors that we had last year, it was so powerful. But because it won't be repeated, I know there's going to be something else that's going to happen this year that won't be repeated next year. So it's one of those things where you just have to come and see. Come and taste.
Come and see.
Oh, taste and see. That this experience is going to be really good. So last thing. So I have the link going across the bottom of the screen. We're going to put the link in the comment section of this video. How can people get in touch with you, Omeakio, if they have questions? Sometimes people actually rather connect with someone first before they actually decide to, get out of their comfort zone, get out of their homes, and go people, because you gotta have the energy to be around people sometimes. So if you want to reach out to you, or if they want to learn more about your coaching services or what you do outside of this event, how can people reach out to you?
Right. So you can reach out to me on any of my social media handles. It's Omeakio Tucker. For my personal, for business is Elevate with O. My website is elevatewitho.com, not www. It's just elevatewitho.com. You can reach out to me anytime. I'm looking forward to, seeing you all, being with you all. And to register for this event, there's a few steps. The link Terry has on there. Also, we'll make sure the QR code is embedded into the comments so you can go straight there. I made it so easy. All you got to do is click on it and it takes you right to the event. So follow the steps and you are there. Or if you prefer, like you still waiting and saying, I don't know if I'm going to come, that maybe whispers in your ear and you say, you know what, the day of, I'm going to come. I invite you to do that too. You can pay at the door if space allows. And I will say, since we are really, really pushing it and we're inviting women to come, there is a limited number, right? Because it is an intimate space. We want to make sure we are feeding into women. So I would say, get your ticket. You can come to the door, and I ain't gonna turn nobody away, but I just want to be mindful of everybody that's there too. So yeah, however you decide to join us, know that the hardest part is saying yes to yourself. That's the hardest part we have. But once you say yes to yourself, everything else shifts, is what I'll say. Everything else shifts. Say yes. Say yes to yourself.
Yes. Say yes to yourself. The colors are any shade of pink,
right? Any shade of pink, white, and gold. So you can wear pink. You can either choose to wear white, you can wear gold, or you can wear a combination of all three. It's really up to you. Just come and be ready to be filled and be ready to enjoy and be ready to purposefully pause.
Yes, yes. Even if you have to come laid back with a cute, pink t-shirt and some white.
Whatever.
Wear what you have and come here and let us treat you like the queen that you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for being here on today. It has been a pleasure and an honor to showcase you as the host of this amazing experience. I'm glad that I will be there to serve with you. And ladies, if you have any questions, just feel free to send a DM to Omeakio or reach out to her on social media. Have a wonderful day, everybody. See y'all
Thank
later.
you.
Oh,
Thank you, everyone.
y'all who I am. If
Yeah.
this is your first time watching me live, it's been a minute. If this is your first time watching me live, my name is Terry Alford. I am known as the Women's Wealth Strategist, and I specialize in helping business women attract abundance and retire wealthy. That's it. All right. See y'all later.
Thank you, Terry.